Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I have a kind of a neat little crafting project, just turning some stones into rings, and just the process I go through to do that. It's been a while since I started this. When I first tried it, I was a very beginner and I didn't have the equipment I have now. So hopefully this process is about as easy as it can get, and I know as far as making the ring anyway, or shaping it, getting it to the rough shape, should be about as easy as it gets. And then polishing it from there is whatever materials you have on hand. I'm going to use my vibratory tumbler just because it's simplest, fastest, easiest. But if you don't have a vibratory tumbler, because I know they can be expensive, you can also polish them. I originally polished mine with my little homemade, my homemade flat lap. Yeah, I know you can polish it with a Dremel, which I've also done before, or a rotary tool at any rate, if you don't need the name brand. To get started, I mean, what you're going to need to do my method is you're going to need a drill press, and I've tried using a power drill before, handheld power drill, but it skips across the stone. I had a hard time starting the ring. Whereas with the drill press, I could get very precise on where I wanted that exact cut to be. So I would highly recommend a drill press. You're going to need the diamond burr hole saws for making the ring and cutting the interior. Then you're going to need, well, to figure out what size ring you're going to need need a ring sizing gauge. To figure out what target, if you have a target finger you're trying to fit onto, and you're going to need a ring mandrel. As you go, you're going to want to make sure the ring is coming out to the size that you want it to, and you're going to want that before, especially if you're going to do the vibratory tumbling, you want that to be able to slide onto that ring mandrel to give you an idea before you start tumbling it, or it's going to take some mass off the interior, so you want to make sure it's going to be a little tight on before you start polishing it in that method. Oh, and then obviously the vibratory tumbler if you're using my method for polishing. If you're not using my method, then whatever works for you. The interior of the ring doesn't require a lot of polishing. Before I just ran a rough diamond burr with a rotary tool around the interior, and that was smooth enough. It was little rough on the finger, but not irritating rough, and definitely not even close to irritating rough for me or my wife's finger. And it allowed enough friction, actually. It was kind of nice because the diamond burrs really only get to 200 grit, but it allowed enough friction that it didn't feel like it was going to slide off the finger either. So it was kind of a nice little balance. So if you don't have a vibratory tumbler to tumble or polish the inside of the ring, it's a great little solution. But yeah, let's get into showing you what I'm going to be working with for the rocks. There's going to be a large variety of rocks, and yeah, it can really be made from anything. So I started by just choosing a bunch of different rocks. This isn't a process that I'm super familiar with, but it is I know it's a simple process that works, and I wanted to play around with a bunch of different stones. So I grabbed some stones that I knew what they were, like mookaite and the zebra stripe jaspers, stuff that I knew would be hard. And then I went with a bunch of random stuff, all the way down to a super soft stone like a horn coral, a little fossilized horn coral I had laying around that I just keep using in craft projects. And that one didn't go so well because I found out with that one, that I wanted to see what would break and what would stand up and what would last and what tumbled well and what didn't. So yeah, it just took some time picking my stones, and then the ones that weren't already slabs I took over to the tile saw and I cut those down into nice slabs. I didn't quite get them perfect because, well, it's a tile saw and it's not it's hard to get the angles perfect. But after that, it was just a matter of picking what sizes I wanted for my rings. So just grab that ring gauge set if you have it, if you're trying to go for the size of a particular finger, and put it on the finger that you're looking for and get the sizes, and then run that over to your hole saw set and try to find a hole saw that will fit inside the ring, and then the closest one to the outer diameter. So I went up 2 steps, so it wasn't the next bigger one for the outside, but the one after that. And sometimes that turned out well, but sometimes with this particular hole saw set that I had,
it sometimes left a lot of material on, and the band is really thick and actually kind of uncomfortable to wear. So, yeah, I'll probably talk about that later in the video, but I'm actually going to have to take some of those back to the flat lap and grind some of it down. That would be the fastest way to do it. But after you got your sizes picked, then it's just a matter of going over to your... Once you have your slabs cut and everything cut, then it's just a matter of heading over to your drill press and fit them into your drill and get them going. I'm showing you here that the full speed of the process, so it doesn't take very long to cut into it. First thing I do is I start with a large hole saw and I make basically a guide cut. So I cut about halfway through the rock, and then, because I found that this is the best way to do it, to kind of size up. Everything's being done by eye, so this isn't like jeweler quality ring production, but it gets you close enough to get the job done for sure. And it's simple and it's easy, and you know, you screw it up, you just grab the next one. Unless you have a really important rock, in which case, like I did, practice on some rocks that don't matter to you. And yeah, you just kind of eyeball. You want to look all the way around it and eyeball the center now once you have the outer diameter cut. And this one you can take all the way through. These little hole saw sets, they don't take long to grind through. And I try to set my water, like you see here, at just the depth where the water interacts with the stone, but I can still see the surface. So it takes a little while to get used to the water level. Like here you see I'm adding more water. Just a little bit more, and I set it on top of a piece of wood so I wouldn't cut through the bottom of my container and drain all the water out the bottom. But yeah, I just kind of go through nice and slow and let the water, I back off a little bit every now and then to let the water in there and cool the rock back down and clean out any aggregate I might have accumulated in the cut. And it really doesn't take that long. But it is a grinding process. It's not a cutting process. So definitely go slow on the drill and just kind of let things... yeah, let the drill cut let itself down, so to speak. And you can feel it on the handle of the drill press if that's what you're using. If you're using a Dremel or a drill, I'm sure it's the same thing. You can just kind of feel it going down. You don't want to push. This isn't the time to get strong with it. You just kind of let the hole saw do its thing and cut through. And oh, I must have hit a different mineral on the way through that one. And it's kind of a cool little process, and your water is going to get cloudy. That's why you don't want it too deep. And yeah, I mean, just keep going, and nope, there it is through. And sometimes it takes a little while to get that little plug out of there. Sometimes it falls right out of the drill, you know, the hole saw, and sometimes it takes a little convincing. And then you get a nice little piece for future crafting projects. That's kind of cool. They're fun. I just set those aside for later for a minute. And then back to the large saw, the original size that I had. So yeah, you definitely want to keep them on hand and just kind of keep them separate. Like I was working with 3 different ring sizes, so I had 6 different hole saws sitting around, and yeah, you just want to make sure you don't get them confused and accidentally scratch the surface of the stone on a size that you weren't currently working on or weren't meaning for the ring. I got a keyed chuck, so it takes me a little minute, but overall, this process, as you're going to see, it took 5 minutes total for this ring. So it didn't take very long at all. And this is just me actually switching between. I grabbed a whole bunch of them and ran all at once after this. And so I just made the large cut and a bunch of them, and then I went back through and I did this whole cut all the way through, the center cut, and then I went back and I did this outer cut on all of them. So the rest of the rings, I went through super fast. It probably took me half the time per ring that this is taking me, but I wanted to show you guys just how fast this process could be, and it takes about 5 minutes, as you're going to see. And once again, I'm going nice and slow so I don't blow things apart here, especially since I don't have a whole lot of material surrounding the piece I'm working on. I'm not sure what the minerals are in this stone. I know it's a West Michigan stone, but I wanted to be careful. It always jumps, it always scares me when I see it break apart. But, oh, that was not that stone. That was from, I must not have fished it out of the water. Well, there you go. So there you can see where it came out, and again, nice little craft pieces or whatever you want to do with them, or I can cut the edges off and turn them into pendants even, and yeah, then it's just going to take a little finagling to work that ring out, and of course, super careful, super gentle, because this is not the place to break it after you put all that work into it, and there you go. Nice and simple. And now to get it into the tumbling process. Alright, so here comes the tedious part. The rings, and this is why you needed a ring mandrel, don't always come out to the size you want. The numbers on this one are very faint and hard to see, especially in this light. They are there. But I need the ring to be at a 6.5, which is down here. And obviously it's a little short. So I'm just simply going to have to take the rotary tool now and open that up. It's the downside of using these hole saws is they only have certain sizes, and obviously it doesn't have ring sizes. There isn't a hole saw for every perfect, ring size. So you just got to kind of get one of these little rotary tool diamond burr sets like this. I think this is one of those $20 sets from Harbor Freight, and just run it around through there with your rotary tool and open that back up to the size you need. And it's gonna take a while. Don't get me wrong, it takes a little bit of grinding away at that to open it up, but also be aware that it's easy to go too far past it. So it's gonna take a lot of on and off the mandrel to get it right. And also at this time is when I'll start taking those little chips off the side of the stone, and I'll start rounding off the corners and kind of smoothing it up so that when it goes into the tumbler, I don't have to take as long getting those edges down. All right, enough talking, and time to get to work. I just set up a little bucket of water, a little pail of water that I can work right in. You can run water over this stone as you work, but that might be a little easier for visibility, but also you can just kind of leave it in the water and let it run that way. Just be aware of the, obviously as it spins, it's going to kick some splash around, and that is going to be one pretty ring. Hope my wife likes it. Alright, so there's my wife's ring size. That's a 6.5. So I went a little bit farther than I'd intended, but it should be okay. Now that you're done with the saw, or I am anyway, don't give up on those broken pieces and the parts that didn't turn out the way that you'd hoped. We're just going to Bob Ross that stuff and turn it into happy little accidents. It'll all still go into the tumbler, and it'll still all come out nice and pretty. I decided I'm just going to take these ring pieces. They're a little rough yet, so I'm just going to take them into a 3-pound barrel. I got the capacity on my tumblers now to put these all in there and just let them roll for a couple of days. So I'm not going to worry about them too much. But, these little guys, I just, where are they going? Try to get my hand on one. There. Yeah, like this little guy, I just want to take it down a little bit on the sides, take that edge off, and let it shrink down a little bit so I don't have to worry about it getting, as it tumbles with the rings, I don't have to worry about it jamming back in there, going sideways, and messing up my rings. So, yeah, just going to let them roll for a week or so, maybe. So now that I'm done with stage 1 and all with the rough tumble of the raw pieces, I'm taking them into stage 2 now, and I'm including the rings back in. The burr set will polish the ring to about a 200, and which is beyond what stage 1 is going to take it to as far as a polish. And I was afraid that if I threw them in stage 1 right away, that it would the rougher grit would open the ring size too much and make them larger than I had initially aimed to be. So I just, including everything back into stage 1, and I'm walking through stage 3 and then into stage 4, all in the vibratory tumbler. And the vibratory tumbler is nice and simple. If you don't have a vibratory tumbler, you could use a rotary. Just make sure you you almost want to overfill the barrel. I mean, don't fill it too much, but you definitely want to fill it to at least 3/4 full. And then probably also include, water almost to the surface. And that'll keep your ring safe in a rotary tumbler. It may take a little while. You might want to let them roll a little longer than 7 days, or, check on them after 7 days. And pull one out, and if it doesn't look great, then just throw it back in. But vibratory tumbler is nice and safe. It's easy to use, and I didn't lose any rocks except for when I was trying to pull them out to dry them, and I dropped one and broke it right on the cement. That was awful. I had all the work into it, had all the polish done, and then I dropped it. But so yeah, they're all set, and time to see what the ladies think. Here I am with the ladies.
Hey.
Time to see their reaction.
Hi. What are we going to look at?
This.
Oh, okay. I like this. Look at it.
And I like that. That looks like candy.
Are you going to tell them who we are?
Yeah,
usually
so
don't
that's
have
my
us.
mom. That's my wife.
You can tell me 'cause I'm old and my hands are all gnarly and hers are beautiful and young. So,
Yeah, and mine are...
his
I
are just-
finally clipped my nails.
How'd you get these round rocks?
I put them on a grinding mill.
Those are really, really nice. Grinding them?
No, when I cut the ring, I used a
Oh.
hole saw, and this was the outer part, but that one broke, so
That's
I saved
the
it.
center.
And
Oh, wow.
you can take that took a pretty good polish for a soft. This is the softest stone in there by far. The
What
horn
kind is
coral.
it?
It's a horn coral.
Is this part of it?
Yeah.
Where'd you find a horn coral at?
Probably Rogers City.
Here's some more horn coral.
Look at that.
And this I
Oh,
made a
what's that?
ring
Oh,
out of,
look
and
at
I
that.
really wanted that ring, and then I
That's so
dropped
cool.
it. I was transferring it from the my strainer to the thing, and it fell, and it hit the cement in the shed and broke, and I was like,
What's
I
that?
cried. That is a piece of something.
Why are there little rocks in it?
Because little rocks they're excited to be inside a larger rock.
That's
I don't know, they
Yeah, why
they
are
just get packed in there during the tumbling process. And,
Oh, okay. So you did it in the
Yeah.
tumbling process.
yeah.
These are really cool.
This was
Yeah.
going to be a
Oh.
ring, but I screwed up the lining up the
Oh, is
second
that
cut.
what it is?
So I
Okay.
just said screw it. I flipped it over, and now it's a good magnet or cabochon or whatever. So those little stones packed in there don't matter.
Well, I like them. I
What's
think they're
this?
pretty cool.
That is a piece of zebra striped jasper.
that's cool.
And I am tumbling up more of those, so if you guys are interested in seeing zebra striped jaspers, stay subscribed.
I think. Would that be too heavy for an earring?
That's a piece of
I don't
something.
think so.
No.
I
That's a
would
great
love-
idea.
I would like that as just an earring.
Yep, that's a soda light.
Ooh, look at this one. Look at this one. Oh, which one of us gets a ring made out of
That's
that
a
one?
zebra stripe, isn't it?
No,
We haven't seen the rings
that's a
yet.
zebra stripe. That's the zebra stripe too.
Are the rings finished?
Ooh.
Yes, they are. But which materials do you think yours were made out of?
Mine was made out of this. And then you're going to make me matching earrings.
Okay.
Oh, that's pretty cool. That is a great idea. I think mine's
That
made
could be
out of
right.
Would you
blue.
please?
I picked out two, didn't I? I
Yeah.
like these. These are really neat where the
I think I only
stones go in.
Yeah.
made. Yeah.
Ooh, look at that.
Now I sound like a schmuck because
Drippy.
I only made my mom 2 rings, but
Well, I'm used to getting.
I made myself 4, but one broke. So.
I'm used to it.
All right, ladies, here they come. The actual rings themselves.
Yay.
So. Blue Bunny sponsorship.
Oh, look at it.
So you guys have to figure out whose fingers they fit. Cause,
It's easiest. Melinda, look at yours.
well, yours and mine are about the same size, Mom. Here's the one that broke. I'm all teary-eyed. And I'm
that's
sad.
beautiful.
That was gonna be a great ring. That was like such a guy ring too. But yeah, there they are.
Oh, can I grab mine?
You know it.
Look at
Ooh.
a Ken. Wish I had a pretty hand now. Ooh. Is that is it yours?
No, that one's yours.
I thought so.
It wouldn't fit. Yours won't fit on my finger.
I thought I picked out the blue stone. Oh my goodness, look at that.
So here's
beautiful.
that.
That turned out really well.
Remember that big rock I
Yes.
showed? There's that.
Oh,
That's
that
a
looks
piece
almost
of
like
Lake
wood.
Michigan rock. Yeah.
That's
that was
really cool.
I don't know how. I imagine it's pretty sturdy because the rock was actually way harder than I anticipated.
I was going to
What
say,
type
that
is
looks
this?
soft.
I don't know if they can see it or not. I'm just looking at it under the light.
Yeah.
What type of stone? I forgot.
Sodalite.
Sodalite.
And that's the Brazilian stuff. I was hoping it was going to have some of the flash in there.
Ooh, look at this one. Ooh.
Did I get the pattern right on your, I mean, did I get the size right for your finger? Like this one I made for myself. And I think I made one for Melinda too. And it's just huge. It needs to be ground down.
This is gorgeous. Yeah, look at that.
I love this one too. This is
That
great.
is beautiful. Do you have matching rings then? Well, you are married.
Yeah, we made a matching ring out of this. I did out of this
Ooh,
material.
look at this.
Cool.
You think it?
And this one,
that
honey,
looks good on you.
Yeah.
Yeah, sweetheart.
is a souvenir ring for you. This is a sea maggot out of Marquette.
Look at that.
Ooh.
That's really neat that you know where they come from and you get to.
Some are. This is a mookite. This one came out of Australia.
Oh, that's beautiful. I like the thin too. I like it thin like that.
Yeah, this one has hard enough.
Yeah.
I think it'll survive. And that's a zebra stripe jasper.
Try that on. Look at how thin it is on one side, and then on this, it's almost like our setting. My setting.
Yeah. There's the matching rings for my wife and I.
Oh, look at that! Oh, which one's matching? Oh,
that one's huge, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a little big for just on the sides.
I think, is this one your size, Mom? I think that one's your size too. Oh,
What
no,
kind of stone is that?
I thought at first it was a red jasper, but it's actually junk. I don't know. It's like a basalt. It's a really soft.
It looks
Can
like
we go
mud.
back to the matching ones, honey?
The matching ones. Yeah.
Oh, those are beautiful.
Yes.
They are. Ah, look at that.
That's cool.
Oh, look, you two.
It's like we're married. Yeah, you got to do the marriage picture thing. Uh-huh. You got another one. Oh, you got them? That one was really cool. That stone
That
was
is
really
That's
cool.
beautiful. I like that one, Margaret.
And that one.
Yeah, that was this stone here. I was gonna make another ring, or no, that probably broke off. But, so
Oh, look at that.
that's the one it came from.
So now your friends that are watching this on video, Mama doesn't need a ring. He made me one right off the bat.
That's cool.
There's
That's
a
beautiful.
little pattern. That's just
Look
a
at
piece of
that.
quartz.
Yeah.
Well, it's a piece of quartz.
Oh, that was I
That's-
think a jasper. I keep wanting to call it desert rose jasper, but
That's
when I looked
really
at
neat.
the
that
actual
is gorgeous.
desert rose jasper, it was.
Look at that.
This is the only ring I was able to make out of that black piece. I wanted to make a ring for myself out of this, and then I only got one. By the time I sliced it down, there was only enough material to make one your size.
Now, they're
Mine?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, here's one I made for myself too.
that's
Big piece of quartz. Yeah,
big,
this sucker's gonna need to be trimmed down. Like when your fingers don't go together.
Yeah.
Right.
that
Yeah.
ain't good.
So, can you make them narrower than this, or is this the width of them?
That's the width I slabbed them at. I mean, I can grind it down,
That's
certainly.
pretty. Look at that.
Is
Look
it
at
too
that.
wide
Yeah.
for you? I mean, is it just too
No,
long
I
and
just
wide?
wondered. I love it. Look at the.
I
different-
wanted to go a little
gorgeous.
wide on some of them, honestly, to keep them strong. To give them a little more
gotcha.
strength.
Yeah.
But, oh yeah, and here's that stone you're asking about. I think it's just a piece of basalt, like a schist basalt, but I think there's an actual name for this type of stone. I can't remember. The green and black. It's a certain type. Not gabbro. Gabbro is a little different, but yeah.
Whose is it?
I think that one might be yours.
Ooh. Oh, it might be yours. Try that. Yeah, it's yours.
No,
It's a little
sorry.
bit big for me.
But
But
I can
Mama
make-
would like one if you guys want to tell them.
Ooh, I might have another
Okay.
piece of it.
Love.
Ooh.
They don't bring
Unless you hit concrete.
that.
Well, I could technically still make you a piece because if my will fit out there, I could actually cut it out of that circle for you.
Is that
If
the
I
one
can
that has
hold it.
this stone? Yeah, it has that ring in the bottom.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it, Ken.
So
Beautiful
yeah,
work.
some of them turned out pretty cool. Some of them were duds. That one I made for myself a long time ago, and
that's
then I just kind of
beautiful.
redid it. Got a good shine on it. Got a good shine on the inside. Decent shine.
I just love this one because it has all the different little.
It looks really good on you.
Yeah, here's that. Yeesh. It's got that nasty look there.
It's kind of cool.
But
It is. It looks like rose, just like your skin.
I think that's a piece of seam agate or something. That's
I love that.
post rock spread through
Look
it.
at that
But-
one. Did
Yeah.
you make that one? Yeah, look at.
Yep. Yeah, that was a.
Yep.
It's almost like a unikite. I've only we found this rock. I found it once up at Summit Beach, and then I found it down in. I found another type of just like that rock down in a nature preserve in South Haven, and I'm in love with that stone. Every time I find it, I'm like diving on it.
This is a very pretty one.
It's such a cool. It's like unikite but gray instead of green.
Which side would you wear out? I mean, it's just beautiful.
Yeah, that mookaite is something else. And this is aventurine, green aventurine.
I love that. That's your
Pretty
matching
sure that's
rings.
what it
You
is.
made matching ring.
No, those are both hers.
And here's your earrings.
I actually intended to make one for you out of that, Mom, I think, is what
Yeah.
I somehow screwed up. And,
Oh, they're beautiful. Oh, look at that with the line right there.
I like that.
Yeah.
Which is either good or it's bad, because that's going to fracture or it's not.
Well, here's two in case one fractures.
Right.
But I like this. Make her matching earrings.
Alright, that can be arranged. All I do is I just coil metal up behind it and glue it on there, and
be a
that's
stud.
the ring. Or I can make a stud earring if you
I
want
like
studs.
I wear studs, you know that.
I know you like to wear
I
them.
like drop earrings.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I just coil it and let it ring, and then
Yeah.
put a... Oops, sorry, I was off frame. Just put a coil behind it, and I think I've shown that before.
A little tiny one.
Yeah, these are light enough. They would work.
Yeah, and then these can be used for cool pieces
Pendant.
Those are really
Pendants
neat.
or-
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Like, look
of
at that
that
shape.
way or that way.
Yeah.
That's a fun shape.
Living with
Looks like a board.
a man that has hearing aids. Guess what this looks like? Those would be really
And
neat.
like that with all those little stones
love that,
inside.
those
It's
little
really
stones.
pretty, actually.
Oh, yeah, that one.
This would make it beautiful.
Oh, sodalite, yeah, for sure.
I don't have a blue necklace, I don't think.
Or sodalite earrings. You could have a whole matching set.
I could.
There's that
I
piece of
could.
Ooh, there's
mookaite.
even these.
Look at that. Oh,
Little spiky
that's an
mookaite.
Indian head. Doesn't that look like?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Oh, I could get a matching one and you make a beautiful earring.
Ah, that'd be, yeah, if I could. That was a drop off. I tried making a couple rings out of that, but it kept fracturing on me, so I only got one ring.
So all of these stones come from all over. They're not one,
No.
not like all Lake Michigan stones. You
No,
get some of them
yep.
from.
This is Lake Michigan, that's a Lake Superior. Sodalite comes from Brazil, the mookaite from Australia. The jasper, I think, comes from out west.
That's pretty.
Yeah.
So where are mine from?
Yeah, Brazil, Lake Michigan, Summit Park, actually. That one came from.
Oh, no,
The,
I like this one the best.
Bent one.
Well, no, I like this. No, I like this one.
Ah.
I like this one too.
They're both really cool.
Yeah.
I
And
probably
this was
wouldn't
one
wear
of
two
the
of them.
very first rocks I ever picked up. I really wanted that ring, but I guess it was not meant to be.
Oh, these are beautiful, Ken. You did such a nice job.
Okay.
Thank you. Now I have to tell people. All right, tell me again. It's late at night. Tell me again. What kind is it?
That?
Uh-huh.
It's a total piece of schist.
A total piece of what?
Schist.
Schist. Spell that.
S-A-S-H-I-S-T.
Well, I think that's about it.
No, it's a type of rock. It's a type of igneous, or don't quote me on that, but it's when the minerals get squashed together and they form together instead of making lines. When they make lines, it's very nice. When you hear me talking about rocks, that's nice. That's what it is. When it's not nice, it's schist.
I thought I taught you better than that.
Well, it's slightly funny.
We don't talk like
I
that.
don't know. I mean,
It's
people will
beautiful.
disagree, but yeah,
It's beautiful.
We could call it granite.
Okay.
That sounds prettier.
Yeah, well, yeah, I know.
Everything's granite.
Right.
Like,
like
that's
that.
granite.
It's hard to believe these are countertops, or could be a countertop
Oh,
if
yeah,
you find
for sure.
it in a different.
Yeah. You find a big enough chunk of
environment.
it, yeah. Total
This is
countertop.
gorgeous. This is beautiful.
I don't know why you'd want that as a countertop. You'd never be able to find anything you sit down on it.
Yeah. Maybe that's why granite.
No offense to anybody that actually used that as a countertop. But
I like these. Do you have two of them?
Yeah, sure.
Oh, make.
If
They
not,
don't
I
have to
can
match.
make more.
They don't have to match.
There you go. That one matched.
That's for a big earlobe.
That's the gauge earring on that one. Oh, yeah.
People do that to their earlobes. You can wear that.
Yep.
That'd be pretty.
Uh-huh. I'm not that African, though.
Oh, stop it.
I got a lot of pieces of that stone coming through.
Oh, what's this?
Yeah. Yeah.
Lake Michigan or Lake Superior.
Yeah, I think that's some of
the.
the sea maggot.
Yeah.
Those
again.
are gorgeous.
So it's a lot of quartz chalcedony, like this one. Came out of the same piece. So, yeah.
Look at your hands. You're so athletic.
Lovely. So
For
feminine.
bench press calluses. I do 600 pull-ups a workout.
She is very good.
Yeah, well, top 25% in the world in her age group.
Even the mother-in-law's proud of that one. I cheer her on.
Yep. Yeah, well, thanks guys for watching. Apparently they're the winners with the ladies, so yeah, these are easy rings to make. Yeah, like it's drill saw or a hole saw, a little bit of time with a Dremel, and some time, yeah. Yeah, that's really cool.
It's like wood.
Yeah.
And then just throw them in the
That
tumbler
one
and off you
feels
go.
really good too.
That is beautiful.
Yeah,
I like that.
That one's pretty.
You would
I like
have a
that.
hard time convincing somebody that that's not wood.
I know. I got to make some cabochons out of that stone. I got plenty of that stone left too. I got to
Mama
make some
wants some.
cabochons.
Just
Okay.
say. Melinda and I'll have
All right.
matching rings.
Yeah, they're easy enough to make. Now I talked myself into it. Now I got to make one. All right. Well, thanks guys for checking it out. I appreciate it. We are headed out to collect more rocks here pretty soon. We're headed out on vacation. So by the time you see this, we are going to be headed to vacation. And yeah, thanks for stopping by, and we'll catch up with you in the next video. Bye.